If you've ever tried teaching both in person and online at the same time, you already know the exhaustion that comes with it. Building two separate lesson plans for the exact same material is a fast track to burnout. The way out of that loop is a strategy called the flipped classroom. It stops the cycle of repeating yourself, shifting where actual learning happens. By the end of this video, we are going to build a ready-to-use two-part lesson plan. You will leave with a clear digital module for your students to complete at home and a strictly timed physical agenda for when they walk through your door. Mastering this specific structure gives you your time back. It allows you to reclaim those precious in-person minutes for hands-on application instead of spending them lecturing to a passive room. Step 1 is auditing your week's curriculum. We need to look at your upcoming lessons and draw a hard line between theoretical knowledge and practical application. To make this work, the classroom must build on the digital materials. If the in-person lesson repeats what was already covered online, the structure breaks down. Looking at this digital whiteboard, let's focus on the home column. This is your digital bucket. It is strictly reserved for foundational definitions, historical facts, and basic concepts. Your students can absorb these alone at their own pace. On the other side is your physical bucket. Because they've already learned the basics at home, you now fill this space with scientific experiments, philosophical debates, and group projects. Dividing your material this strictly solves a major teaching trap. It ensures that students who completed the work are not bored by a review, while those who didn't are required to catch up through the digital portal. Now let's assemble that digital module. You can use accessible screen recording tools to capture your own instruction, or pull high-quality, pre-made resources from trusted educational platforms. You don't have to build everything from scratch. But whatever you do, avoid the most common trap. Do not upload a full 45-minute classroom lecture to your digital portal. This chart tracking student attention shows exactly why. Notice how attention remains stable in the green zone, but plummets drastically the second the video crosses that 10-minute threshold. 5 to 10 minutes is your maximum window for focus. To lock in that focus, the video must be followed immediately by an interactive checkpoint. You place a mandatory short quiz directly after the video ends. This short quiz functions as a diagnostic tool. It gives you concrete proof that the student absorbed the material and is fully prepared for tomorrow's active lesson. Combining short run times with these checks transforms the home environment into a necessary prerequisite. Students arrive having already processed the foundational concepts needed for the day's work. With the digital module built, we move to the physical classroom environment. Making this phase work relies entirely on strict time management. Look at this pie chart mapping out your standard class period. We start with a very thin slice, a maximum 5-minute rapid review. You use this time solely to address immediate roadblocks from the digital module. That gets us quickly to the middle phase, which takes up the vast majority of your time. This massive section is dedicated entirely to peer learning, active group projects, or physical labs. Finally, the last slice of the agenda is reserved for targeted feedback. You spend these closing minutes answering the deeper questions that surface during the active group work. To keep everyone engaged during these active blocks, you can use randomized selection tools, like a digital wheel of names, to make sure participation is distributed equitably across the room. Following this 3-part timeline moves the heavy lifting of problem-solving to the students. Your time is spent circulating, observing, and intervening only where the logic breaks down. Now, you might be looking at this structure and worrying that managing a digital and physical classroom means double the administrative and grading workload. You can actually eliminate manual grading entirely for the digital module. By setting up self-grading quizzes within your learning management system, those daily knowledge checks process themselves without you lifting a pen. For the group projects and deeper discussions, set up a single unified digital hub. Having one centralized wall where all student work is submitted makes monitoring their progress incredibly simple. But be careful to avoid app overload. Pick exactly one communication channel for all your alerts and assignments, and stick to it so students never miss critical information. Streamlining the tech stack is a matter of practical necessity. Technical friction distracts students from the curriculum, meaning they expend their mental energy on the interface instead of the lesson. You now have a complete 2-part lesson plan. You've built a digital theory module that stays under 10 minutes, automated your grading, and cleared your physical classroom agenda for project-based learning. As you roll this out, remember the key to implementation. Start small. Never try to deploy multiple new digital tools in a single week. Integrate one element, let the students get used to it, and then build from there. Focus remains entirely on the quality of student learning. The technology exists only to support that outcome, staying invisible enough to let the curriculum take center stage. So take that first step. Log into your system right now and assign your very first short digital module for tonight. Your new pedagogical model starts today.